Welcome back, it's Zion from Uke On Demand, where we bring you fingerstyle song lessons and tabs. So this week we're going over Baby Baby by Amy Grant, which uses a backbeat during the instrumental portion and verses of the song. We're going to go over the first part of the tutorial in this video, but you can get the rest and all the tabs over at ukeondemand.com. So let's get started. So to begin, we're going to start out in a C chord, but this is going to look a little different than your typical C chord. Instead, we're just going to pay attention to the bottom three strings. So the A string, the E string, and the C string. That's all we're going to pick for right now. And you're going to be doing a little mini bar over the 3rd fret with the index finger. And then you're going to have your middle finger on the 4th fret of the C. You're going to be picking these strings with your index on the C, middle on the E, and ring finger on the A. So a side view, it'll just look like this. To make it a little easier, you can keep your pinky grounded there on the fretboard, on the ukulele body. Alright, and now there's also, before we move into the song, there's also a backbeat, and we're going to be applying the backbeat to the 2nd and 4th beats of nearly every measure in this song. So to begin, we're going to start with that C chord position, pick twice, and then tap. Alright, and you'll notice all this movement stays very close to the body of the ukulele. So even though you're picking and doing the backbeat, you notice my hand barely leaves the strings. It's not going up and down. So that will help prevent mistakes. If we go too far and try to put our fingers back on the correct strings, there's a possibility of error. So this keeping it close reduces that. So first 2 notes. Alright, the next section. So for that part, we're going to pick one more time and then slide our index finger up to the 5th fret over the C, E, and the A. Backbeat one more time. Come back down to the C, pick once. And we're going to move into another type of C chord. It's going to be barring the 7th fret of C, E, and A. Middle finger on the 8th fret of the E. I'm going to pick that twice. And tap. So that first little section together, slowly. Alright, to finish out this measure, will sound like this. And you'll notice that at the beginning of this part, we're going to start exactly the same in that C. And then to the 5th fret twice. And then here comes the first part where we pick and do a backbeat at the same time. So far, we've just been doing it in the gaps where there's no picking. But here, at that first 7-8-7, we're going to be doing it at the same time. Now, you have to be careful with this because there is a tendency to pick much harder when we have a backbeat. So you want your volume to stay nice and even. So a good exercise before we go on to do that is to start by picking normally, just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then alternate adding the backbeat and just picking without it, and try to keep your volume at the same level. So for example, just like that. You want to keep everything at the relative same volume. Alright, so moving on into the rest of the song, we're going to pick twice here. First time with the backbeat, and then second time without. And then here, this part, you'll notice that measure 3 and 4 are exactly the same as measures 1 and 2. So it just repeats itself one more time. So I'll play through it very slowly. Moving into bar 2 is where we transition from the instrumental intro to the actual lyrics of the song. So the first note is actually just the last note of the instrumental. And then from here on, now we get into the actual lyrics. So I'll play through that section first so you can hear it. To play that intro, you're going to start off by picking the C string and the E string together. And for these two notes, you see the X above it. This is going to be one with the backbeat. Alright, so if you're having trouble with the backbeats, you can play this song without them first, get comfortable with the song and how to play it, and then go back later and add the backbeats in. That's a good idea if you're having a little trouble trying to incorporate, the coordination between picking and doing backbeats at the same time. So to move on, we're going to backbeat and pick open C, open E. 3rd fret E, and then just picking the bottom 3 strings here, ignoring the G. You're going to have your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the C and index on the 1st fret of the E. 3rd fret A, backbeat, C string, then C and E together. Then 3rd fret E, open strings with a backbeat, 3rd fret A, D minor. So in case you don't know D minor, middle finger on 2nd fret of G, ring finger on 2nd fret of C, and index on the 1st fret of the E. Going to do that once. Then move into a C5, so just open G, open C, and ring finger on the 3rd fret of E. You're going to do that with a backbeat. So one more time, very slowly. And that's how to play the first part of Baby Baby on the ukulele. To get the rest of the song lesson and all the tabs, head over to ukeondemand.com and subscribe below so you don't miss our upcoming fingerstyle tutorials. We'll see you next time.